The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hoop Ballers! Welcome back to another episode of Today in Sports Betting. It is Sunday evening, just the shade past 9 o'clock in the evening here on the East Coast in Miami, Florida. We got a great show for you today. We're going to run through the KBO picks. Since all the games got rained out yesterday, we got some action tonight. For anyone who's big enough degenerate to stay up and watch it, hats off to you. I'm going to set an alarm. As soon as we're done recording this podcast, I'm going to have a couple more glasses of wine, pass out, and wake up to watch the games. I'm sure Devin will as well. He joins me today as well. But before we say hello to Devin, this podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. They've got the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. That's why the Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest hair trimmer ever created and just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. The third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce manscaping accidents, thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology. Now, when I tell you this is best in the business, it really is. I love it, and you should get it. Go to manscaped.com right now. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code HoopBall20. That's HOOPBALL20 at manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. Devin, my man, I know this was last second. What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. Just enjoying the rest of the Sunday here, wrapping up the weekend. Not that, weekends and weekdays are like differential or anything anymore because it's just kind of like one day into the next. But just hanging out, enjoying the humidity, and ready to talk some KBO.
Yeah. I woke up actually today, and I did not know what day it was. I honestly could tell you that. I was confused, and I had no idea what day it was. So I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we got some KBO action. Usually there's no games on Mondays in Korea, but the games yesterday were all rained out. So we get a little Sunday night save if you're down with your bookmaker, okay?
Yes.
So we got some interesting things to talk about. We got 5 games to run through. Let's kick it off with the Doosan Bears versus the Latte Giants. Doosan is rolling out a pitcher with a 3-4 record with a 5.79 ERA in Lee Young-ha. And the Latte Giants are rolling out Jeng Won Sam. He is 0-2 with a 7.20 ERA. Devin, I don't know if you're leaning one way or the other here. I believe Doosan is a big favorite in this game. I'm just pulling up the lines right now. But yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like the over in this game, and Doosan is pretty safe here. But let's see what the odds are as soon as my computer decides to cooperate with me here. But any thoughts on this game before we get the lines?
So I really, just at first glance, based off the success that Doosan against Jang, versus Doosan specifically, right now, I mean, he's got a 15.00 ERA. I know that's probably just inflated a little bit because he had a bad outing the first time against him. But the second time, I think he only lasted like 2 innings or so. So I like Doosan early, first 5 covering, whatever it is as far as the spread. Like your computer, it must be a Sunday thing. Mine is currently loading Bovada and MyBookie right now simultaneously.
Maybe they don't want us to get a little Sunday night saver here.
Exactly. Or maybe they're updating it right now, so it's like being flooded.
No, I got it. Just pulled it up. We got the Doosan Bears minus $1.61 over under 11.5. Seems like a high total here in this game, but I'm feeling a little good here rolling out with the over. I know the sharp action's been on the under in the Doosan games as of late, but I really like Doosan here and the over in this one. I just feel like with these 2 pitchers rolling out, this could spell a little bit of a recipe for disaster for underbettors. Especially we all know that Doosan does struggle in their bullpen. Or you can bet the Doosan Bears on the run line at minus 1.5, minus 107, which kind of seems a little bit enticing to me as well. Any thoughts here on the run line versus the money line?
The money line is actually not as bad as I thought it. I thought it was gonna be, minus 200. So when you said 160, I mean it's still a little juicy, but it's not terrible value considering how much better Doosan is compared to Lata, especially with how the Giants have been playing like the last month and a half, 2 months. It's like once that early season excitement wore off, they just fell right to 7th and 8th place real quickly, and they haven't really done much since.
Absolutely.
So
So
overall, better team.
any thoughts on the over under here?
I like the over. I honestly think the Doosan Bears could hit the over themselves there before the first 6 innings are done.
I agree. So let's roll on to the next game of the evening. We got the SK Wyverns versus the Hanwha Eagles. Hanwha is rolling out Zheng Shi Huan. Sorry for chopping that one. Season, he is 1-4 with a 5.07 ERA against the SK Wyverns pitcher in Moon Sung Won. He is 2-5 with a 3.18 ERA. The line on this game here is the Wyverns are minus $1.56, over under 8.5 with a shade to the over to $1.25. Any thoughts here on this one, and where are you looking to put your money in this game, if any?
So I'm thinking maybe, depending on if I can find a decent number, I really like taking Hanwha's team total under. And my thing is with that is this Seung Won Moon kid. They haven't seen this guy, and he's 2-5 on the season, like you said, with a pretty low ERA, 3.18. So I'm thinking maybe Hanwha comes out and struggles against this kid. They haven't seen him before, but I guess arguably so. He hasn't seen their team, but he's a solid pitcher. And, Wan Yang, he's not actually too terrible either. Against SK specifically, he's got a 4.22 ERA, which is, like 0.80 clicks south of his 5 on the season. But, there's a lot of home run power hitters, as much as you can have in the KBO, on both of these rosters. And a lot of these guys strike out. So I'm thinking, under, and then definitely under the Hanwha Eagles team total. And then I like SK to win. I can't remember exactly what you said they were.
$1. They're $1.56 favorite. Is this is that too much juice to be betting with the Wyverns here?
I'm looking.
I'm not in love with the number. Sorry, just choking on my wine here.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little pricey here with the Wyverns.
I'm thinking that's pricey. So if I shift it over to this run line, I'm seeing plus 110.
Yes.
And they got to win by 2 runs.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like that a little bit better, even though the total's low. But I don't think Hanwha's going to score a lot of runs. So that's kind of my rationale on it. And maybe even put in like a first 5 under for the game also. I'm sure it's like a 5, probably at 4.5, 5 runs total. So, yeah, actually, I didn't think this game was going to be the game that I was kind of most intrigued in. But after looking at this pitching matchup and some of the batter splits, I actually like an SK a little bit in this one.
All right. Well, we'll move on to the next game here. We got David Buchanan and the Samsung Lions versus, and this is going to be a hard name to pronounce, Odrasamer Despane.
Odrasamer Despane.
There you go. This is why I keep you around, buddy. This is why I keep you around.
Formerly of the Mets.
All right. Well, this is
and
why
a couple
I keep you.
Other teams.
All right. Well, like I said, this is why I keep you around. We got David Buchanan starting for the Samsung Lions. On the year, he is 7-3 with a 3.82 ERA. Against KT, he is 1-0 with a 2.7 ERA. And Oja Sommer, right? Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oja Sommer is 1-1 against Samsung with a 4.09 ERA. And on the season, pretty much the same, 5-4 with a 4.29 ERA. Any thoughts here on this game? Samsung Lions are even money to win the game. KT Wiz are the slight favorites here at minus $1.30. Over under 9.5 with the over being shaded at minus 130 here.
So I'll start with a few different points. Buchanan is on an absolute tear in his last 6, 7 starts. I mean, he had a couple outliers where his ERA was 18, 12 in a couple of losses, but those two are the last two losses he's faced. So in his last 10 games, he's 7-3 as a pitcher. He's out there, he's had a couple games with 0 earned runs. He had 3 shutouts. He usually goes at least to the 6th inning at least, which is important for KBO. He had a complete game, 1-run game, with a sub-1 whip, his second to last start. Despagne, he is an American pitcher. So typically those guys are going to allow less runs in the KBO. So what you have is 2 foreign to the Korean baseball organization, but domestic to us, obviously. Foreign pitchers going against each other. So I think you're going to see a pitcher's duel. The bullpens behind both these pitchers are pretty good. And I know it's a low number, but, I think it's going to stay under regardless. I think both these pitchers are going to go at each other. It's going to be, you're going to see both the starters out there in the 6th, 7th inning still. Samsung really doesn't score a lot of runs to begin with. They're just really smart and tactical with how they play, and then they rely on very stout defense and, timely plays. Same with KT. They can heat up as quick as Doosan, but they're not doing it right now, and I don't think they're going to do it against Mr. David Buchanan either.
All right, so you heard it here first. We're on the Lions because I've been on the Lions as of late, and last few games have been disappointing me.
Okay.
Last few games they've really been disappointing. They losing 4-2 to Kaiwoom and losing 8-3 to the Wiz, and then losing again to the Wiz 10-7. So I've been a backer of these Lions, and they have really been disappointing me since the start, basically, of the series with Kiwoom. And but I'm going to go back to the well here with the Samsung Lions at even money. I might follow your lead here with the under of 9.5. However, both these teams can put up some runs if they get a little tactical and hot here. So I might follow, I might not, but my pick right here, Samsung Lions plus 100 to win the game against the KT Wiz.
Yeah, I absolutely like that, and I was kind of curious. I was going to look and see what the Lions team total is, because if it's 3.5, I'll probably jump on that. 3.5, 4. I doubt it's. I'll find it and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I need to know that because that sounds like an interesting. It's 4.5.
Both of the team totals are 4.5.
What is the Lions at? What kind of juice smelling with the Lions at 4.5?
Minus 105 on the over.
Gotcha.
Under is minus 130.
Okay. Well, not too bad.
Not too bad. No.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, you heard it here. We're on the Lions tonight, and next game up, we got the Kiwoom Heroes against the Kia Tigers. Kiwoom is rolling out Han Hun Hee with a 3-3 record this year, 5.94 ERA against the Kia Tigers. Im Ki Young, season 4-4 with a 3.42 ERA. The line in this game, little interesting to me here. You got Kiwoom at a minus 120 favorite, over under 10.5 runs. I thought it was a little interesting that the total was so high. I can understand it, but I'm intrigued. At 10.5, I might be looking to play the under here in this one.
Yeah, because you don't really have, astronomically loud and strong offenses between these two teams. I think, they're pretty decent, but they're not, they're definitely not leading the KBO in all the categories or anything like that. I'm looking at Im Ki Young. Last few starts, he struggled his last time out against KT. Wiz had a 9 ERA, 2.5 WHIP, only went 4 innings, and allowed 6 runs, 4 unearned, 5 hits. And then, the 3 starts before that, were wins. So I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, he had 3 wins and then 2 no decisions. But in those no decisions, he
did not play great.
It wasn't terrible. Wasn't terrible. I mean, he in 5 1/3 innings in his second to last start, 94 pitches, 2 runs, 2.
And what everyone is trying to figure out right now is, what are you saying? What
I'm saying,
are you leaning in? Are you leaning in a direction with this comment?
yes, yeah. So I like Kia. I think as far as head to head coming out of the gates, I think Kia will probably be able to get going a little bit quicker than Kaiwoom because just this pitcher in general. And then Kia, if I'm not mistaken, has the better bullpen coming out in support of him. So, and not to mention the batter splits, Preston Tucker and some of the middle order guys for Kia. You know, they've had some success. Club neither pitchers faced the team that they're pitching against. So that's something to keep an eye out too. So maybe the under as well. Yeah.
Kia is winners of 3 in a row. They beat Kiwoom 8-3, 8-9 in 11 innings, and then their last of their third wins, 10-4 against the KT Wiz. Let's see if Kia can continue to light that fire and come up with another win Monday early morning here. So
sounds like all those were probably total overs.
Absolutely. Broke my heart a couple times, but yeah. Next game of the night, your NC Dinos against the LG Twins. We got Lee Ja-huk on the mound for the Dinos. He is 1-0 against the LG Twins with a 6.75 ERA, and on the season he is 3-4, 5.59 ERA against the LG Twins, who are rolling out Lee Woo-chan. On the season, he has no decisions, 0-0, but his ERA is a nice and fat 36. 36. I mean, I think I could be in the KBO with a 36. I mean, I don't know.
I think I could get a 35.
Yeah, I think I could beat that. I think if you gave me a chance, maybe worked on my my pitching splits,
yeah,
I might be able to go under 36.
I'll go out there and throw some Tim Wakefield stuff. They won't know what's going at them.
Knuckleballers, knuckleballers galore. They won't know what's coming at them.
Right.
So we got the Dinos. They're a huge favorite in this game, $2.08, according to mybookie.ag. Over under 10.5 with the over being shaded to $1.33. I'm going to go with the run line here. Dinos on the run line, -1.5, -130. Easy pick for me. What about you?
Yeah, so I like that. I've been playing a ton of these team totals lately, so I'm digging in. 6.5, even money on the over for the maybe a little trappy. I don't know.
Seems trappy, but rolling out a guy with a 36 ERA, you got to think the Dinos are going to get after them with their high-octane offense.
Right. And then quick. So I was looking at so I've got some total runs for the first 5 innings, like alternate runs. So I've got 5, 5.5, 6.5, 7. And where I'm seeing some value is 6.5 runs scored before the end of the 5th inning for +110. I'm thinking NC might have a 5-run spot in the first 3 innings. So I think that's kind of what I'm looking at, the team total at even money. You know, this is one of the best teams in the KBO, one of the best offenses behind some of the best pitching and bullpen arms. And if they can't score 7 runs against LG, then, I mean, that sucks.
I hear you. We're wrapping up the KBO here. Those are our picks for tomorrow morning, early morning, so late night action, depending on where you are in the world. Devin, I had a question. Did you watch any of the MMA fights last night? And if you did you have any money on the games?
You know, I didn't. I was hanging with the kids all night. So I was dad duty. Didn't really have a chance to do so. And to be quite frank, some people may not know this about me, and it may change their perception of me. I'm not a huge MMA guy. I really like traditional boxing. I grew up watching boxing with my uncle, but you know, like I do appreciate some MMA fighting here and there. But I've sprinkled and dabbled a couple times, but nothing too major. How'd they go for you?
I just had 2 games I chose, and again, MMA is not my best sport by far. I just do it because it's Saturday night, nothing else to do, especially in quarantine. Pour some Malbec in that wine glass and drink and watch some fighting, a good old fight. I had 1 winner and 1 loser. I had a winner in Salikov, and won a nice little penny on that game. I think I had him at minus 130 or minus 140, and that was an easy winner.
Yeah.
And then I had the underdog in the main event. I had Masvidal. I had Masvidal against Usman, and my thought process was if he could stay off the ground, if Masvidal can stay off the ground, and I understand he only got this fight on 6 days notice and didn't really had chance to train and fight for his endurance levels and things like that. But I just thought that at 2-1 it was a decent price, especially if it maybe the match went his way in terms of the style.
Right.
Unfortunately, it did not. It was kind of painful to watch. But Masvidal came out like I thought he would in the first round and kicking butts and taking names. But at the end of the day, Usman's endurance and his cardio and his strength and his strategy of bringing Masvidal down to the ground really helped him out a lot and really took it to him in the later rounds where we saw Masvidal running out of gas there. But, just 1-1. Didn't really mess around with any other fights. Again, like I said, I'm kind of new to MMA.
Right.
So I don't really throw down a whole lot, but hey, Saturday night, a little bit of wine and a little bit of fighting. What sounds like 17th, 18th century type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
some bare knuckle British boxing.
Exactly. But, any comments, questions, or thoughts moving forward on any sport, game, or anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Well, maybe not moving forward, but rewind just a little bit because
all right,
I am
let's press the rewind button.
I am the meteorologist.
And let's hear it.
For hoop ball. I just like to throw out that there is chances of rain for the Doosan Lata game, Samsung and KT, and then NC and LG. So the games that we liked the most, I think.
And I think if you're going to do a little pizza parlay tonight, I'm going to go with the Doosan Bears on the run line, minus 1.5, minus 110. I'm also going to take the Lions at even money to win the game, and I'm going to take the Dinos minus 1.5 as a 3-team pizza parlay.
I like that.
Want to throw the Kia Tigers or I'm going to go under in the Kia game, under 10.5. So either the first 3 or you want to throw in that fourth one just because you want the first 3 to win and that one not to win, go for it. But those are my top 4 of the night. Obviously, the 3 would be the Doosan Bears run line, NC Dinos run line, and the Samsung Lions even money to win the game. Those would be my top 3.
I would, just something here quickly. I would feel remiss if I didn't at least bring it to your attention. I'm sure you've already heard about it, but what do you think about the Ivy League pushing all sports? I mean, I think we talked about this and them being the smart guys and all that, but
we talked about it briefly on the last pod. We talked about it.
The NCJ or what National Junior College. Yeah, so NJCAA. All the Division II and junior college stuff, they push their stuff as well. So I think it's starting to trickle, which is why I brought it back up.
All right, let's run it back. Like I said on the last pod, guys at Yale are much smarter than I am. I'd like to think I'm smart, but I know when I'm, in a bad poker game and I'm not the best player at the table, I got to get up and take my chips with me and live to fight another day. So
sure.
I'm gonna say that the guys at Yale are a lot smarter than me. This disease and this virus is very, very serious. Also, I do think that, everyday life needs to go on, but you got to take precaution. You got to wear a mask. You got to wash your hands. You got to Purell, stay 6 feet apart. And let's just, if you look at Sweden, they're doing a great job, fantastic job in Sweden. They have not had a lockdown. I think virtually they're at 0 deaths and 0 new cases because everyone's responsible. So I think that if we're just responsible and we take our time and we really think about other people in the country and kind of have compassion and really care about everyone else, I think that, we have a path to success. But where we're at right now, I just don't see really I really don't see a path to any sports finishing this year, and I don't see any path to the NFL or NCAA kind of kicking off.
I can't extinguish this bleak feeling inside of me. It's like this realistic understanding of just kind of where we are as far as people, sports fans, sports content curators, which you and I are, and then just, kind of like what it is to our culture, like how embedded certain sports are in American culture. So it's just in the negative Nancy amongst my peers about it, and they're like, "Oh, football season is I'm so excited." I'm like, "Dude, football's not going to finish."
It's not happening. It's not even I don't think it's going to start. The only thing, like Hank and I talked about on a couple podcasts ago, is football may be saved only because of the time in which it starts, right? It's a fall sport. It's a little later. They might push it back a little bit, and maybe we'll be in the clear by then. I don't think that's going to happen.
And
I
not
also
to
think
mention that $4.5 billion would be lost between just the 5 power conferences in college football.
right, and they also announced that they're just going to be in conference play this season if they're going to play.
That was pretty big.
So that was a pretty big announcement. I think right before this weekend kicked off. But also, if you think about it, I just don't see how the NBA and other leagues are really going to be able to finish this off. And I hope they do because, obviously as a sports curator, content curator, and things like that, I really enjoy watching a good old game with a couple bucks on it and talking it, chopping it up, and having a good time with it, right? But I really don't think that we're going to see a whole lot of regular sports back.
Right.
So you better dive into some soccer and you better dive into some KBO because for the time being, those are the only leagues that really look like they're going to be here to stay.
Well, in the ESPN, they came out and said that they are 100% planning on still playing every KBO game, like they have been till the end of the season. No matter what happens with the MLB, they're still going to televise the KBO games every time there is one. So
they should do it anyways,
cool.
though. They should do it
they
anyways.
Should.
Yeah,
they
like
should.
who cares?
And maybe this changes things. There's so many industries, probably every industry, that's going to be changing because of this. So maybe this is where, as Americans, where we become more cultured and knowledgeable on other countries, international sports kingdoms.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you guys can't see Devin right now, but just want to end the podcast with this. He's got a man bun going.
It's like a side pony.
It's a man bun. It's a man bun. Is it? Right. It's fine. Don't be ashamed. It looks great. Not. It looks great for all the female listeners out there. Devin looks like a handsome man right now with his little man bun. So just DM him on Twitter. Once again, his Twitter handle is @DALE007. I'm at Iris Silver Magic. We are at Hoopball Gaming on Twitter as well. We are a Hoopball presentation. That's hoop-ball.com. Once again, go to manscaped.com. Type in the promo code Hoopball20 for 20% off and free shipping. Devin, I will see you on the next one.
Sayonara, brother.
All right, Hoopballers. We'll see you on the next one. Later.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.